What's going on, guys? What's going on? Come on in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, can you see me? Can you hear me? Hi. How are you? Hey, you're above water, you know? That's always a good thing. Alrighty. Okay, I'm just gonna give it a couple seconds. All right, so we are going to go over some things about trigger loops. Now, definitely put in the comment section if you guys know what a trigger loop is. Something that happens and you regress. Okay. Something that happens and you regress. Okay, something that happens and you regress. Okay. So basically, what we're going to be going over today is trigger loops. A trigger loop is basically when something happens, you automatically are either still, you're like, oh, my fight or flight response is kind of kicking in here, or you actually just, you're so fearful that you won't move forward. Okay, and there's multiple reasons why we have trigger loops. Some reasons are for trauma, some reasons are for fear. It depends on the person, right? It all depends on the person. Okay, so I'm going to be looking 3 different areas. Okay, so I have TikTok, I have YouTube, and I have everyone in Zoom. So let's say, for instance, before we even get into trigger loops, I really want you guys to understand your minds. Okay, I really want you guys to understand your minds. Why did we get into a trigger loop? Why does this happen? Okay, so we're gonna look at it like this. We're gonna have here, this is what we could call our superconscious mind. Okay, then here is what we can call our conscious mind. And then, I don't know why I put a T there. And then when we go further down, we could call this self or conscious mind. Okay? Now, where do we operate? Where do we consistently operate? We consistently operate in our self-conscious mind, right? So our conscious mind, every day we wake up, we're walking around, that is our conscious mind, right? Our unconscious mind, or what we call our unconscious mind, right, is our stored programming. Okay, so if we're looking at it like a computer, this is basically our computer system, right? Now, our super conscious mind is, so a lot of people ask me like, hey, Teona, you know, you're a psychic medium. Yes. Where does that come from? Where are you getting your information from? Super conscious mind. Okay, so we actually have these three internal minds that we operate off of on a consistent basis. Okay, now whatever you have in your programming, like I said, your unconscious mind is how we go about our day-to-day lives, how we consistently show up in our lives, right? And what we have as our programming, that is what we're doing on a consistent basis. No matter what, even though people think that we're operating from our conscious mind, we're not. We're operating from our subconscious mind, from our programming. Now, our programming is from our mom, our dad, our brothers, however you were raised, right? That is where that's coming from. So now, why do we need to know this when it comes to trigger loops? We need to know this when it comes to trigger loops because this is where the information that you're getting from that makes you stop in your fight or flight response, right? So let's say, for instance, my mom, when I was growing up, my mom was just like, you don't get along with women. I was like, what? She's like, you don't get along with women. So I automatically thought, because it was part of my programming, I don't get along with women. Right? I don't get along with women. And so I started to operate that way, right? I started to operate from my conscious mind of my programming where my mom's like, hey, you don't get along with women. So I'm walking around like, I don't get along with women, so I shouldn't talk to women. I shouldn't be friends with women, right? Not knowing that that is just a part of my programming. And now I have a business specifically catering to women. And you know what I mean? So it was something that was in someone else's, it was something in someone else's programming that I was starting to live from. And then what did I have? I had fear from this, right? Why am I telling you this? Because when we're triggered, right, it's not from our conscious self. It's not because we want to, I want to be held back. When we're triggered, it's because of whatever your programming was, right? And once again, if we're using the metaphor as a computer, right? Whatever information you put in a computer at the first, like when you're programming a computer, if you don't program a computer the right way, what is it going to do? It's not going to work right, right? So because of that, you tend to do one or the other thing in your consciously, right? You tend to do one of two things. Either you stop, or you go forward with, like, you know, I go forward building relationships with women, something happens, and then my pendulum swings the opposite way. Does that make sense? So some people are like, hey, you know, oh, it's me. It's I'm a bad person because of this situation. And actuality, it's not you. Oh, you're joining on TikTok. It's not you, it's your programming. Right? And if we're looking at our super conscious mind, this is what people may call, I know I'm getting maybe a little bit too woo-woo for some people, but this is what people call this the superconscious or Christ consciousness, right? Collective consciousness, right? Love. This is who we originally are, right? But then we operate off of our programming. And because we operate off of our programming, there's a lot of fear that comes from our programming, right? So, why am I saying this? Because it has nothing to do with your day-to-day, your conscious mind. It has everything to do with your programming. And once you start changing your programming, then you're going to be able to not be in your fear or fight or flight response on a consistent basis. Right? Okay. So once again, people are like, hey, Teona, you know, when it comes to mediumistic abilities, when it comes to psychic abilities, where is that coming from? Love, Christ consciousness, superconscious mind. That's where that's coming from. Being able to tap into my superconscious mind. Okay? Now, let's use money for instance, because people have limiting beliefs when it comes to money. Right? So we get our money. This is something that people what if it's someone when it comes to a relationship? Okay, so you want me to use the example of a relationship instead of money? Let's do that. Let's use the example of a relationship. Okay, so you're in a relationship. Right? Something happens when it comes to, so something happens. Let's say, for instance, you guys are arguing over, give me an example. What are you guys arguing over? You're arguing over money? Okay. Well, that's the main reason why families break up, right? Is because they're arguing over financial situations, right? So thank you, Hep. That's a great example. So let's say, for instance, we're arguing over money, right? And when you get triggered, maybe we're spending way too much right? So that's your trigger. Can you guys see this? Making sure that you guys can see that. Come closer. Okay, so you guys you're fighting over money. Now, whatever you say in this fight, okay, now you have to be consciously aware while you're fighting, which is very difficult because sometimes it's difficult, right? But you have to be aware of the words that's coming out of the other person's mouth or coming out of your mouth, right? Because chances are the first thing that's coming out of your mouth, that is your limiting belief, right? So let's say, for instance, just an example, okay, husband goes to the grocery store, right? Has to buy Pampers, diapers for the baby, right? Comes back without them, forgets them, gets everything else but the main thing that they're supposed to get, right? Sometimes that happens, right, guys? Hey, that happens to women too, right? You come home, you're having a conversation with your spouse, right? And your spouse is like, "What? Well, where's the diapers? We need the diapers for the baby. Where's the diapers?" right? It's like, oh shoot, I totally forgot. I forgot. You know, and it's like, what do you mean you forgot? How could you forget something so important for our family? Right? Well, it's not a big deal. I forgot. Whatever this person says at this point in time, that is their trigger response. Right? So sometimes they may say, well, what, we're not important enough for you? We're not important enough, meaning not good enough, meaning not on the forefront of of your mind. So it's not good enough. Right? So that is the limiting the belief that individual has. So if you can go back to some of the arguments that you may have had, put a 1 in the comment section if you guys are following so far. Put a 1 in the comment section if you guys are following along so far. Okay? Now that is their limiting belief. Now it has nothing to do with the diapers. It has nothing to do with the diapers, right? But it has everything to do with how they're feeling at the moment. So whatever comes out of that person's mouth is how they truly feel about the situation and what they're triggered on, right? So now our relationship, okay, not feeling good enough, automatically you're like, either you stay in fear of not good enough, and then you're like, you know what, I completely cut you off from whatever it is that I was doing before, right? Now this could be lovey-dovey, cuddling, all strong communication. I now am withholding that because my limiting belief was triggered. So at this point, either you regress, but it's very difficult for you to communicate that to your partner because you don't understand where this limiting belief is coming from. It's coming from your programming. It's coming from your subconscious mind. Right? And I have a few clients that I've worked, I think Sasha might be in here. I have a few clients that I've worked with one-on-one that we've worked on this limiting belief and releasing this limiting belief in order to stop being triggered, right? And yeah, Sasha's like, yes. Right? Sasha's like, yes. So a lot of people are just like, you know what, it's me, I'm the bad guy, I'm wrong, and it really, it is you, but it's not you. You know what I mean? It is you, but it's not you. Right? And so that's why it's very important to get your limiting beliefs under control, because you will always be stuck in fear or regress back to not believing in people, not taking on. Is that making sense? Yes, traumatic stress, yes. But once again, because we don't know how to really how to work on this programming, right? We automatically think it's us, we're horrible people, we deserve this. When people treat me this way, when I'm getting triggered by someone, it's all me. Trust issues, etc. Exactly. Okay? So that is where your triggers are coming from. Now, how to protect your energy when it comes to these triggers. Okay? First of all, when we're communicating, having the understanding, I can't spell it, having the understanding that what is the main goal? What's the vision? What's the vision? When you're having an argument with someone, we want to be seen, we want to be heard, right? So when we're having an argument, going back to the vision, understanding the vision is the key important thing, is the most important thing, right? So as an example, we have a mother-in-law situation, right? Mother-in-law is giving you heck, giving you hell, right? And automatically you're triggered. Automatically you're triggered, right? Your mother-in-law is giving you, but at the end of the day, if you really think about it, we're thinking about programming. What's going on with our mother-in-law? Me. What's going on with our mother-in-law, right? They're trying to protect their vision, right? Their vision is that they're trying to protect their child because they know what's best for their child. They gave them the programming, right? So now you step in and now you're questioning the programming that they have, which starts a trigger response in them. Right? And so understanding the going back to the vision and understanding the vision of I want to be seen, I want to be heard, right? It's not making you empathize with the person, it's making you have empathy, an understanding of the vision. So when you're protecting your energy, someone's kind of like, when you feel attacked, right? Maybe at work, whatever the case is, stop them in their tracks. Like, I don't like the way you're speaking to me right now. So let's get back to the vision. What's the vision? Where is this conversation going? What is the outcome that we want right here? Right? Because you can't argue with the outcome. The outcome is I want everyone to be happy. I want to be seen, heard. Because when we get triggered, we're automatically, okay, what's in it for me? Does that make sense? Not when she's about to body slam me. Okay, that's abuse, and that is no longer a safe environment, and you need to get out of there. That's a completely different thing. If you've done your due diligence, if you've done your due diligence, then by effectively communicating whatever you need to effectively communicate, and this person is still not understanding or still not wanting to understand, then they're constantly operating off their limiting beliefs and their fight or flight response. At that point, you're dealing with someone that is you know what's a really good book for that? Cognitive behavioral therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy. Great book. to get a better understanding of the concept that I'm talking about today. Yeah, that's abuse. We don't, if you feel that you're being, no, that's abuse. Okay. But we're not gonna go into that. You know, I'm not a registered therapist. I'm letting you guys know the concept of where your limiting beliefs are coming from, how you're triggered, and how to protect your energy. The other way for you to protect your energy right? The other way for you to protect your energy, we can all agree that we have an aura around us, right? We can all agree that we have our aura around us. Put me if you're still working on your limiting beliefs, trying to figure out what your limiting beliefs are. Put me in the comment section. That's how you would see your aura. Before we get into that, put me in the comment section if you're still working on limiting beliefs. Understanding the concept of limiting beliefs. Understanding what your limiting beliefs are. So everyone here knows exactly what their limiting beliefs are and where they came from. In general, limiting beliefs on anything. Y'all are lying to me because everyone has limiting beliefs. They may not know what they are, but everyone has limiting beliefs. Right? As a healing mentor, I help you understand what your limiting beliefs are and where they come from. Right? I don't know who else is in here, but I've worked one-on-one with people to figure out what their limiting beliefs are, their energetic blocks, and push them past that. That's what I do. Okay, so let's go back to auras. So we have our aura here, right? Or our bubble that happens to be 6 feet outside of us, right? So when you're thinking of protecting your energy, think of a bubble around you, right? This is your energy. This is your aura. Yes, I worked with Shasha to help her get her sacral chakra working in the right way. So she doesn't have to feel like she's constantly defensive when it comes to limiting beliefs in situations, right? Now you feel more capable, right, Sasha? So when you're thinking of protecting your aura, you can literally think of a white light around you, a purple light around you, and less anxious. Yeah. Less anxious. Right? And so some people can, now we're kind of going into Reiki here. We're kind of going into a little bit more woo-woo situations here. Okay? You can picture a white light around you. Before you leave your home, as soon as you wake up, you can picture a white light around you, right? You can picture another barrier of love around you. So this could be like a pink barrier around you, right? And then you can make another barrier. Around you. This will help you just visually of how to protect your energy and what that looks like. Okay? So now some people may use it like a journaling system instead of like a bubble system where they're journaling and saying, you know, I protect my energy from, I want to wake up in the best timeline, right? These are all journal entries to help you learn how to protect your energy. If you guys want to learn that, I can help you learn that. That's not a problem. But the whole point of me teaching you this is because people don't necessarily see the bigger picture sometimes when they're in the picture, right? But when you look at it from, okay, we have our super conscious mind, we have our conscious mind, and then we have our unconscious mind, and then our conscious mind. Anything that you want to, if you want to protect, if you want to change your habits, anything like that, it will never come from your conscious mind. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's not. That's why I always tell you guys, when you're saying I am affirmations in the mirror, they don't work. Because you're talking, when you're saying I am, you're talking to your conscious mind. But when you say you are, right? If someone's like, hey you, in a crowd, hey you, even though they're not calling your name, you automatically turn around like, who? Me? You? Who? Me? But so if you're saying those affirmations, you're using you are instead of I am, you're now speaking to your subconscious mind. That's why it resonates. That's why when you're saying the word you, it resonates psychologically. Right? Guys, this is something that is, I'm grateful that I'm able to teach this concept in such an easy way to fathom, right? But I've studied this for years and years and years, trying to figure out with my therapist, like, what's really going on up here? How come every time I get ahead, something happens and I regress, right? And then going through Reiki certification, coaching, this is the information that is across the board of getting a better understanding of how your mind and your unconscious mind and your superconscious mind works. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you guys, I'm gonna put the link in my bio. Okay. Working with you on really getting rid of these limiting beliefs and swinging it to the way that you actually want, right? Not being like having a trigger and then it's like, oh, I'm stuck in fear. I don't want to move anywhere. I don't want to do anything because I have the fear of unknown. And the funny thing is the fear of unknown, it's not only that, it's like, well, if I do happen to treat my trauma triggers, then who am I? Right? Who am I? because all I know is the way that I emotionally show up and react in the world. So working through that does take mentorship. Working through that takes some time. So now how am I finding these beliefs? Great question. That's where I come into play. That's where I come into play. I help people find their limiting beliefs and push through them. You guys thought I just read tarot, hey? You guys thought that I just look at cards. No. No. So like I said, there's going to be a link in the bio if you guys would like to work with me on this. This program that I have is a month. And after the month, like I said, you can, after that month, you will be able to identify your trauma triggers, work on them, and be self-aware of them when they happen, when they arise. Okay? From my unconscious mind, yes. Everything starts from the unconscious mind. Everything starts from your programming. And your programming is from when you're a baby to the age of 12. We're all sponges, right? We're all sponges at that point. And that's where we're learning most of the information that we have. That after the age of 12 is all just, memory. Repetition and memory. All right. So, like I said, I'm going to put that link in the bio for you guys to, if you guys want to work with me one-on-one. Oh man is right. So everything that we're learning from when we're a baby to the age of 12, we're unlearning. When we get to around the age of 30 is when it's starting to become problematic. And who suffers the most? You and whoever is closest to you, right? Because if we're having a bad day, we don't call our mom and be like, hey, well, some of us do, but it's typically the most intimate relationship that we have is the first people to feel our triggers, our trauma response. Sometimes we kind of take it out on them, right? Because we don't know where it's coming from and we think it's just all external, everything's external. We automatically take it out on ourselves and the person that's most closest to us. All right, my beautiful loves. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm gonna do more masterminds for you guys on really getting a better understanding of how you work as an intuitive coach. That's like I said, that's what I do. I'm gonna put I think it's actually already in, so it's energy abundance blocks. If you go into the link in my bio, it's energy abundance blocks. In order for you to work with me, anyone that has been in the mastermind today, you automatically get the offer of 50 off. And I do have afterpay as well. So if you want to pay in installments, you can do that. A lot of my clients tend to pay in installments. You could do that, that's not a problem. The other thing is when I talk about energy blocks, basically what I do is I go through your ancestry, what they're hoping for you to learn in this lifetime in order to move past it, as well as what's going on in your subconscious mind and working through that. So I do both. All right. I wish I didn't have this quote. It's gonna be around for a while. I feel like, Angel. It's gonna be around for a while. All right, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for stopping by. And like I said, go to the link in my bio. It's called Energy Block Removal. How to protect your energy, understand your trigger loops, and how to move forward from them, right? As well as what you're doing in your life purpose, your ancestry, your spirit guides, what they are helping you with when it comes to your life purpose. That's interesting, isn't it? So I'll see you guys later. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I love you guys so much. Stay out of trouble. Go to the link in my bio and let's figure it out together. It's the time of the year. I know. I haven't gotten sick yet, so I feel grateful for that. I haven't gotten sick yet, so I feel grateful for that. And I hope not to get sick. All right, I'll see you guys later. Ciao. Hey, how are ya? All right, and I'll see you guys later as well.